Hello friends, I'm Brigadier Sushil Bhasin, a professional speaker, corporate trainer and an author. I have written a book recently called $1 Million Second. And one of the aspects of this book I want to talk about today is called compounding of time. Time is a resource and we don't normally realize it. We know that time does not come back, time can't be compressed, time can't be speeded up. We all know it, but when it comes to utilizing our time, we often have a tendency of forgetting this aspect. So, in many workshops, I've asked many corporates as to what are the resources they have in their organization. And people have talked about the monetary resources or the funds. They've talked about infrastructure, they've talked about people, they've talked of technology, but never, not even once, has anyone talked of time as a resource. Isn't time an extremely valuable and a highly perishable resource? And when this resource is used in the entire company, it becomes a compound of time. So when we talk of compounding of interest in financial terms, we quite understand that. But let me today give you an aspect of compounding of time to get most value out of it. In one workshop, I asked one of the CEOs sitting in the room, I asked him, how many working hours do you have in a day? And his answer was 12. I asked him, how many employees do you have in your company? He said 1,000. I said, how many hours do they work in a day? He said 10. I said, then who is responsible for the 10,000 hours of these people? You as the MD or the CEO, aren't you responsible for those 10,000 hours, which is the resource of the company in a day? And wouldn't it matter how you ensured that all that 10,000 hours were utilized more productively? Now, let me explain this a little more in details. Let's say that here is a CEO, like we said, he said 12 hours, right? Let us go further and say that, let's imagine that he has 5 people reporting to him directly. Let's call them A, B, C, D and E. Each one of them has a different level of productivity, obviously. So let's say if on a scale of 1 to 10, we were to assess them on their productivity, and if A was 7, B was 6, C is 8, D is 4 and E is 5, then their productivity will depend on their particular efficiency. Now let's say that each one of them has, let's say, 3 to 4 people working under them. Won't A generally be able to also get more work out of these 3 people than E will do from those 3 people? If this MD organizes and trains these people to improve their own productivity and works on their capability of getting the productivity increased in their subordinates and go down the channel, don't you agree that A7 could become 8 or B6 scale could become 8 and so on? And if each one of these improves only by 1% or 1 degree or whatever, 1 scale, look at the effect it will have on this. And it will go down further, because then these people also will become capable of getting more results out of them. So if you have your systems and processes and conscious awareness of time, then the productivity of the whole company gets to be far more than what it is right now. Therefore, it is important that we don't only look at the time investment, or in earlier terms as a time management skills of the CEO, but everyone needs to have not only his own management of time correctly placed, but also his capability of getting a better output from his subordinates. I hope that helped. Thank you.